This is Fox 10 Talks. We have wild weather returning to the west. Some of the pictures coming in this morning from right next door to us in California are pretty impressive. And the thing about it is, we have the storm that Crystal has been talking about for the last few days that is now headed our way. And she's going to tell us where it's going to hit and when it's going to hit. And are we talking some snow here in the state of Arizona? We will be looking at that for sure. Also coming up today on Fox 10 Talks, the latest on this plane that crash landed onto 7th Street at Missouri. What a situation. A lot of people were saying it was a miracle that there weren't any cars right then and there. Snowball is reopening tomorrow. Can you believe this? Here we are now in the middle of April, and I guess that's a little bit of a hint for you as to what Crystal's going to be telling us in the next minute or so. And then if you haven't seen these motorcycles soaring in the air at Bike Week, man, were they having fun, and the crowds loved it. All that coming up. Plus, we are going to keep a real close eye on what is going on. You're looking live now at pictures coming in from a Houston suburb. I believe it's called Spring, Texas. And this is what we're learning is happening, and we're going to watch it very closely for you. But the FBI is conducting, as we speak, a raid at the Texas home of a 20-year-old man who's accused of throwing a Molotov cocktail at the ground as this has been unfolding. The guy has been identified as Daniel Moreno Gama, and sources say that he was driven by extreme hatred of AI and was even carrying a manifesto with him with a list of other leading figures in the AI movement and other investors as well. So all of that is unfolding right now, and we will continue to watch it. Our poll question this morning is getting plenty of action. The U.S. to blockade Iran's ports. What do you think? Good move? 51% say yeah. Put the pressure on them. 8% say no, it'll escalate the tensions, drag out the war. 41% say we shouldn't even be there. We got to leave now. So you can join the conversation by grabbing that QR code and letting us know what you think. But let's talk about the crazy images coming in. You know, I mean, if you're up in the high country of Utah or Montana or, the Sierra Nevada over in California, you can see situations. Look at this, would you? So that's right up there on the 80, and take a look here. You had a CHP patrol vehicle trying to basically tow that guy's vehicle out of the snow in a situation that, really presented all kinds of trouble for drivers. How about that? Yeah, I know. You expect to see it in January or February or December, but it's a little bit of a surprise in April, especially when you consider that we just might have a little bit of snow heading our way as well. And so Crystal joins this morning. Crystal, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so you've been tracking this thing since, I guess, about middle of last week.
Yeah, it's been a minute, right? We've been watching that system that's been, there was two. There was one area of low pressure that ran up into the Northern California. Yeah. And then it kind of phased into a second system that hung out over Northern California. And now finally we have been seeing some of that moisture move our way, but it took a little while.
Yeah, it did.
Some folks did get a few showers in the valley. Did you get anything on Saturday or early morning?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Did you?
Yes.
I didn't hear anything, but I was asleep, so I might have just missed it. But I got my hair done this weekend, and my hairstylist was like, am I crazy, or did we get a little rain early morning? It was so quick. It was in and out.
Little.
But,
yeah.
I know.
I mean, I always wake up so early in the morning, and my wife wakes up a little bit later. She's like, well, why do you have the doors and windows already open? Just to smell the rain.
Yeah, it's like we don't get to do it very often. Let's enjoy.
Yeah.
So nice outside today, though. It was beautiful yesterday as well. We spent a lot of time outside yesterday, and you can do it again today, even tomorrow. This is the look on Fox Vision. So radar's playing a little bit of a trick. I know it looks like there's a good deal of rain already moving into the state. I think a lot of this is actually moisture still locked up in the clouds. Okay. There's clouds across most of Arizona. They're broken, and so some areas have some sunshine. But right now, what we're seeing is green returns on radar is more like the moisture that's in the clouds and maybe even trying to fall out of the clouds, but is evaporating some as it makes it to the surface. But a couple sprinkles here or there this morning and early this afternoon will be possible for parts of the state. And then the chances for rain really improve as we get later into the day, all because of this area of low pressure that is approaching from the west coast and then moving eastward. So we'll put this into motion. There's that storm system, Ron, that helped to bring all the snow to the Sierra Nevada and parts of Cali.
This looks about as active as I've seen in a while. I mean, some snow in Utah and rain in Vegas, California, and then over into Texas, they're getting drenched too.
Yeah, so this is nice to see because, as we know, March was just such a scorcher for really the entire Southwest. So it's like, oh, thank you, April, for coming in and saving the day. Yeah. So here's that area of low pressure and that cold front that's going to move through. Now, this is what's considered a low-resolution model. Low-resolution models, they don't give you much fine details to exactly where precip may fall, but they do give you an idea of what's going to happen several days out. So they go longer in duration, less detail. I'll go to the more detailed look in a second. But here's the front as it continues to pass on through. By tomorrow morning, we're starting to dry out. But as this rolls by, because it's digging far enough south, it'll drag enough cold air with it that there is the chance for us to get a little high elevation snow, which is so nice when we're late in the season like this to actually still be talking about a little bit of snow.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So now here's the high-res model. These go out a shorter amount of time, but in that amount of time, there's more detail in the forecast data. So this is the look at this afternoon, 2 p.m., and notice it's spotty showers, but some in the high country and some down in like the east-southeast part of the state. And then as that front starts to actually approach in the center of the low, you can almost see the spin. In fact,
I was just going to say, that's cool.
Yeah, so watch the kind of Mojave County and where Las Vegas is, and you can see how it looks like there's spin to it, right? So that's where the center of the low is rolling through that we're looking at. So as that happens, it will bring a little better chance for precip up over particularly Yavapai, Mojave, Coconino counties, but a few spot showers may be able to skirt like especially the north edge of the valley and then ride down the east edge of the valley. So that's where in the valley we have the best chance of showers is north and east. Not saying that elsewhere couldn't get it, but those will be our best chances.
Now, can I jump in
showers.
with a question here?
Sure,
so, of course, we have these pictures of the craziness that they were having to deal with. I guess if you live up in the Reno area around Lake Tahoe, you can be used to this in April. But here are all these vehicles, these semis that were jackknifing. Look at that. I mean, you can't even make out any of the lines on the freeway on the I-80 up there.
Oh, wow.
But this system, as it was moving across from west to east, this is a separate system than what we're dealing with.
No, same setup.
One.
Yep.
But it's counterclockwise and pulling it down.
Yeah, well, so winds always wrap counterclockwise around areas of low pressure or storm systems, and then winds always wrap clockwise around areas of high pressure, which typically warm us up. So the system, it ran up against the west coast. It sat over northern California, and then it kind of slumped as it moved inland, which happens to us during our best winters, is when a lot of systems hit the west coast and they slump south. And then when we have kind of boring winters like we had for most of this winter, those systems run just directly from west to east instead of slumping at all.
Celeste, that's correct. It was boring, wasn't it? It was a boring winter.
It was a little boring.
I mean, not only a boring winter, but kind of a hot March.
Hot winter as a whole.
And so then, I mean, fortunately now we have some of the cooler temps that we're experiencing.
Yes, finally. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, all below average temperatures, which we had, I think we had one day the whole month of March that was below average.
Yeah.
Woohoo! So here's the rest of the future cast. So this is 9 at night. As the colder air is starting to filter in, that's when we may see that turnover to a little bit of snow on the higher elevations, areas like Flagstaff or the Kaibab Plateau. And then you can see this moisture starts to run up into the Four Corners region. And it's out of here pretty quick. That's 7 a.m. tomorrow. But in terms of snow, it's not looking like big amounts, but we'll take anything. So this is the future cast through tonight. And you can see we're looking at in Flagstaff Flagstaff, like the downtown area, maybe an inch, but I think it would probably fall and melt kind of scenario.
Okay.
But for Snowball, 4 to 8 inches, which is why they've decided to open for Tuesday and Wednesday. They're calling them like bonus days because they had officially said this past weekend was their last weekend.
Yeah.
But then it was like, well, if we're going to get 4 to 8 inches, we can keep the ball rolling a little longer.
Yeah.
So they decided to do that. Sunrise is already shut down. They're already shifting into like their summer setup, but they may pick up like 1 to 3 inches of snow as well. So kind of exciting just to have any snow in the forecast. In previous years, we've had snow even into May, of course, but this has not been that kind of year. So to have a little bit is great. And then the winds are also going to be cranking some as this system rolls through, which is very typical of when an area of low pressure whirls on by and there's a cold front with it. There's like a tight gradient between the high and low pressure, between cooler and warmer air masses, and that'll create those winds.
We do have a question from Brandy the bookworm real quick. She says, we are in a valley. Why are we hotter? It has never made sense to me.
Oh, that's a good question. So our situation is a couple of things. We're already in the desert, right? So that already lends hand to it. But also, we have such a dry, like arid landscape that like the mountains can help to almost reflect and absorb some of the heat. And even though hot air rises, this is interesting. Even though hot air rises, we can also have that like kind of warm air like settle into the valley as well. So there's a few different reasons, but of course the main factor is that we're in the desert. So as you get into those lower elevations, you're going to be hot. Whereas the higher elevations up like in Flagstaff, they're able to get a little bit cooler. All right, so that's a look at the wind advisories in place. Started at 8 a.m. this morning. It goes until 8 o'clock tonight. And those wind gusts are at 50 miles per hour. Peak gusts are expected. So it could be quite windy out there for the areas shaded in brown. But even in the valley, guys, it looks like it'll be another windy one, which, a lot of people have been saying, gosh, it seems like we've been windy so much lately.
We were chatting with Beth about it this morning, and she's like, it just seems like it's been so much windier these days. Why is that?
I think that might be a little bit more of a your mind plays a little bit of tricks on you.
Oh, like we just think it's windier.
It feels windier than it is kind of scenario. Because really, anytime that a storm system passes by, you are going to get the gradient that allows for it to be windy. And so that's just what's happening today. We're looking at gusts 25 to 30 in Phoenix, and then 40 to 50 for Show Low, 35 to 45 for the forecast in Flagstaff. So the final note is probably the temperatures, because thanks to the system passing through, it is really dropping those temps. Yesterday we were in like the low middle 80s, and then today it's just 80 for the forecast in Phoenix. Only 51 in Flag, 80 in Casa Grande. So really some nice temperatures during the daytime. And tomorrow's temperatures look very similar to today's as well.
I don't know if it would have affected it, but thank goodness like some of the storm systems SoCal's experiencing happened after the landing of the astronauts. They splashed down on Friday, and then they started to get some rain, or maybe they got a break in the rain or something. But my goodness.
Okay. Well, we know it's coming, Crystal. Oh, by the way, look, just real quick. Look at this. There you go. We got a live cam from Snowball, right, guys?
Oh.
Wait.
I don't think that's Snowball.
Is that high? No, that's not it.
Maybe it's
Stand by.
snow something.
I would say, I know the Snowball cams, and that's not them.
Yeah, no kidding. We're efforting.
Snowbird.
We're trying.
Maybe.
Was it Snowbird?
Maybe.
Back in a flash. Hey everybody, Ron and Syleste hanging out with you on Fox 10 Talks. Every morning, right about here is where we do our mystery cam. We pop up a picture from any one of our great American cities or towns.
I know.
And now that we have a chance to show it to you, if you have any guesses as to where this is, well, we would love to hear all about it. By the way, Linda is out there in Thatcher, and she's saying winds are supposed to happen in March, showers in April.
That's so true.
Yeah, I was up in Payson this weekend, Celeste. I was walking across the Home Depot parking lot.
Okay.
And I thought my hat was going to fly away.
Really?
It was so blustery.
Wow.
It was really something.
Did you stop at the Bashas' and get some donuts? I know you love that Bashas'.
You know, I'm trying to be good. So I really thought about it, too. It's funny you would ask.
They have a good deal. I don't know if it's still there, but it was buy 1 dozen, get 1 dozen free on Friday.
Oh.
And that was it's been like maybe 6 months or so since we took a drive through there.
Okay.
But I was like, wow, that's a good deal.
Well, the bakery at Bashas', whether it's the one up there in Payson or any of the ones here in the Valley, they do a fantastic
Oh, my
job.
goodness. So fresh. Okay, let's show you the mystery camera. I know we were a little late to get it to you before the break, but this is some mystery city around the nation.
Yeah.
So we do have Outlaw Dynamo with a guest, B. Miguel with one as well. And Darren Lloyd says, that's Tucson.
Okay, good. Yeah, and Brandon's with Georgia, and Outlaw Dynamo is saying, I think that looks to me like Canada.
Really?
I could see that being like Vancouver, you know, with all of its tall buildings, or Calgary.
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 Is that was there a man named Gary?
Gary from California. I think I'm going to go that it's Canada. Do we have to pick a province? What are the rules?
I think you have to pick a province.
Okay,
yes.
I'm going to go Alberta.
You're going to go Alberta.
Yeah. How about you? Oh, by the way, a bunch of guesses for Chicago too. So.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Darren Lloyd and Brandy the Bookworm, and I'm going to say Chicago.
Okay.
Chi-town. Just because we love Chicago dogs, Ron.
We love. There's a lot to love about Chicago.
Okay, here we go. Here's your mystery camera, and here is your answer this morning. Alberta, Edmonton, Alberta.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
is this?
I was thinking Calgary, but I got the province right.
You did. Edmonton Oilers, right?
Yes, absolutely.
There's a big hockey team up there.
Yes, Wayne Gretzky for many years.
Oh.
You know, back in those days, a guy signed up with one team and he stuck with them for like 5 straight years.
Yeah.
Or 7, and eventually he came and played for LA. But yeah. Well, there you go. That's Edmonton.
That's very cool.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so thanks for all your guesses on that. We are going to continue on now because I think that anybody living in the central part of the city, Syleste, if they were trying to access 7th Street yesterday, they were not able to do so because of the crazy situation came down out of the sky.
You know, it was wild. 7th Street is busy in both directions, right?
Yeah.
Especially even on the weekends because you're coming in and out of the city.
Sure.
But I think kudos to this pilot who was able to land the plane, even though it was sliding on the belly, down the street without hitting a business, without hitting a car, without hitting a person. Yeah. He had a water main, but I think it was a crazy sight. You should hear. Do we have the sound from the people who witnessed the whole thing?
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ready?
Crews have been working to tow this plane for hours. Tow trucks got here around 5 o'clock. We've seen them remove both of the wings of the plane. Now they're loading the body up onto the tow truck. To give you a better idea of the scene, there's a pizza restaurant in front of me. There are apartments right across the street. It's a busy road, and this plane crashed right onto it. But what's truly amazing is it didn't hit any buildings, cars, or people, and all 3 on board are okay. Captured on surveillance video, a small plane crashing onto a Midtown Phoenix street.
The pilot's okay. Oh my God. Oh, it's a miracle.
Deemed a miracle not just by bystanders, but by fire officials.
Luckily, everybody walked away from this and no one was severely hurt. Knowing how busy 7th Street is and how busy this area is, for him to not hit anything else, to me, that's a miracle in itself.
3 people were on board the plane sliding down 7th Street before hitting a water main and trees.
I'm looking like to the right, I'm like, whoa, is that like a plane finna crash? And I'm looking at it in slow motion falling. Like as it's falling, I'm like, It landed kind of perfectly. So I'm like, wow, that is crazy. Nobody didn't get hurt.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a great landing. I saw everything. Great landing. We run over there. We asked everyone, is everyone okay? You good? He good? Everyone looks perfectly fine. So then something just gave me like the chills in my body. I'm like, I just gotta hug him. God bless you. Something telling me to give you a hug. I'm sorry.
The aftermath, a sight to see. But even before it hit the ground, it was clear something was wrong.
I'm a pilot, so I'm always like curious, and I saw it. I noticed it was like a little bit low, and then it was kind of turning, and it looked like it was kind of coming down. I looked at my phone on the flight app that I have, and I saw the altitude was at like 1,300, and I saw it like decrease till it hit 0.
A small plane, but a big feat to tow and clear the road. As for how or why this crash happened, that's part of the official investigation. Reporting tonight in Phoenix, Megan Spector, Fox 10 News.
All right, so that is our Megan reporting for us from last night as it was all kind of unfolding. But what a great report. And you could just sense the shock on everybody's mind that it all went as smoothly as it did.
Oh, my goodness. I love the guy. He's like, I just got to go hug him. It gave me chills. I was like, that is amazing.
We could use a couple million more people just like him.
Hugging.
No matter what you see out there, there's always somebody that could use a hug.
That's so true. You should set up a hug booth.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess all's well that ends well there, but we keep talking about these plane crashes that have miracle endings.
It is wild.
Yeah, it's really quite incredible. Okay, so let's talk a little bit now about what is happening. We are keeping an eye on the Strait of Hormuz, Celeste, because it came out yesterday, and at first it didn't quite add up to me that the president said, okay, we're going to blockade the Strait of Hormuz when he's been pushing to try to get it reopened.
Right.
Then it comes out earlier this morning, specifically, they're going to block Iran's ports in the strait from those ships being able to move in and move out, because that's where they're getting all their money.
Yeah.
Right? They sell all that oil to China and to other countries. And so if you want to kind of tighten the screws to them, because obviously I heard one analyst say earlier this morning, it was like the Iranian negotiators came to the table with a loaded gun and said, we're calling the shots. We own the Strait of Hormuz. What are you going to do about it? And the U.S. had two responses, which is like, all right, okay, we'll work with you. Let's everybody calm down. Or the other response could have been, guess what? We have a bigger gun and a way bigger military, and we're going to call the shots. You know, which is ultimately now what's happening.
And I thought it was interesting too. In some sort of, some part of the conversation, it was like, you don't think about this, but they talked about how it was like a minefield in the water, and that one of the excuses Iran leadership gave was that we need to gently make sure that there aren't other, mines set up out in the water that they had initially put there, before these talks of peace had continued. Yeah. So were they looking for that too, or was that an excuse? I don't know.
At first it sounded believable.
Yeah.
They're like, well, it's going to take a long time to go find these mines. Who knows if they really put any out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You never know.
Yes, right. So anyway, here's what was being said about it all.
I think Iran is in very bad shape. I think they're very desperate. We had a meeting that lasted 21 hours.
We've made that as clear as we possibly could, and they have chosen not to accept our terms.
Iran will not have a nuclear weapon.
Okay, well, that's what the president had to say, in fact, in his first term and now in his second term. And so, he's taking action, that's for sure. And there are plenty of people that agree with it and plenty who don't agree with it. But we're going to watch it closely. And you could go find those maps of the Strait of Hormuz. There's an app, Celeste. I put it on my phone. It's called Marine Traffic.
Okay.
And it shows you every single ship going up and down the strait, if there are any.
And it's 21 miles. Like when you think about it, these huge ships hauling oil.
Yeah.
And only 21 miles long.
Oh, and the other thing, there's the map right there.
Yeah, there's the map.
Okay. And the other thing is Saudi Arabia does have a pipeline that avoids it. And the Iranians attacked it, and they have reopened it now. So there's a whole new way to get oil out of there without having to deal with Iran. Anyway, let's go look and see how our poll question is shaping up this morning. Pretty interesting. We always try to give you guys 3 options, but Celeste, let's take a look at it here. 54% say, yeah, it's a good idea. It'll put the pressure on Iran to agree to a peace deal. Because as long as they got the money coming in, I don't know if they have much incentive to get off the dime. But 40% are saying we shouldn't even be there. We need to leave now. Your other option is, by doing this, it'll just escalate the tensions and drag out the war. QR code if you want to let us know what you think.
So that was for a lot of you who are on television. Hey, Dave, do we have a link to the poll at the top of the chat? I didn't see it. Okay, we're going to add it now for you on YouTube. So if you want to go on in just a few moments, you'll see the link to the YouTube poll at the top of the chat box in just a few moments. Thanks, Big D. Okay, so here is your question. U.S. to blockade Iran's ports. Is it a good move? Right now, in just the last hour, 1.4 thousand votes. This is a lot of people voting. We also send this out on X, and so you may see that as well. There's the link for you. Yes, put the pressure on Iran to agree to a peace deal. 45% voting there. No, it will just escalate the tensions and drag out the war, 18%. And we shouldn't even be there. We need to leave now, says 38% of people. And Ron, 90 comments. This is really generating a lot of convo in just the last hour.
Yeah, do you guys realize the work you're putting Dave through here?
Wow. I mean, look at him. He's flushed.
Missed you on Friday, Big
We
D.
did.
Well, thanks, guys.
You look rested, though. Wow, was it a good weekend?
It was a wonderful weekend. It was in Atlanta, Georgia. But I absolutely love going through your comments. You can always comment on fox10phoenix.com/poll as well as on YouTube. AZSam59 says the Iranian regime has got to be permanently stopped. They are the heartbeat of terrorism. User QC8JD says Trump's grand strategy is to block a blockade with another blockade. This is beyond dumb. And Irene Weininger, 3173, says we need to finish this process. If Islamists are left to take control, there will be more genocide of citizens. Really interesting comments. Keep them up, everybody.
Oh, we love all of the feedback.
We do.
And some of it with a little humor.
Well, it's very thoughtful. We have some very smart viewers out there. So those are many of you who voted on YouTube. But if you want to vote on television as well, you can vote on our Fox Local app.
And what we'll do after the break is we'll check oil prices, we'll check gas prices, but hey, why not go all the way over to the UK?
And we'll check tea prices. Tea.
Price of tea in China? We'll be right back. Brandy the Bookworm said, wait a second, Ron, I think that is your house and the golf course right behind your house.
Wow, Ron.
Nice.
Well, is that, what would you call your castle? Is that what it's the Royal Dornoch Castle?
I would just call it the Royal Dornoch Castle. Sure, right? Yeah, it's so, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Did you watch any of the Masters this weekend?
I watched a little bit of it.
I mean, Rory McIlroy. This was crazy to watch.
So sweet.
I've never seen, what's that?
Him with his daughter after
okay.
he won.
Yeah,
it was so great, and his parents were like, it was just so amazing to see. And you know, they worked $4.5 million. I think he won over the course of the weekend. And you know, they worked so hard for so many years to make it to this point.
4 days of work, $4 million.
That's a pretty good
he's knocking down $1 million a day. But I've never seen a golfer who'd hit such bad shots, like into the trees, into the pines, into the rough, which they don't call it the rough at the Masters, they call it something else. And then he would step up and hit a miracle shot after that one. So
you just got to keep your head on straight, right? Put the blinders on if something negative happens. Maybe it was that pimento sandwich or something like that. What was your secret, Rory? Let us know.
I saw a guy on social who said, here's the crazy thing. You can go to the golf tournament and you can get 4 sandwiches.
Yes.
And then like 4 drinks and something else, and you get change for your $20 bill.
Wow, they have pennies. They have pennies there.
Maybe, hopefully.
Wow, there's a lot of places.
Find them anymore.
No, there's a lot of places that have signs outside saying no pennies.
I know. But anyway, that was exciting to see him win. First guy since Tiger Woods did it in 2001.
Back to back.
Yeah. Remember last year he cried. Rory flat out cried.
Yeah.
This year he just like celebrated. So
yeah,
I thought that was
amazing.
Great.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's quite a good story for sure. Let's go check out what's going on with our gas prices. So the thing about it is, Syleste, we're still at about $4.12 nationally. In the Valley, we are finally dropping a little bit. We all remember that we were up to about $4.96 or so a week ago. But I did just want to mention, did you glance at the Circle K here, the one that's at 7th Street and Roosevelt, just a few blocks from the studio?
I didn't see it this morning.
Down to $4.79.
That's pretty good.
And so they were a $4.99 2 weeks ago. So that's down 20 cents in 2 weeks.
That's pretty good. There is, I mentioned this last week, but I saw it again. There's a Chevron on Chaparral and the 101 in Scottsdale. They're at like $4.45. That was the cheapest that I've seen. I fill up at the grocery store with it was $4.39. With some of like the perks with the grocery perks.
Yeah, sure.
But it's, we're hoping these start dropping is what we want to see.
Let's see what's going on with the market right now. It was down about 250 points earlier. So let me just bring it up for you right now. Oh, yeah, this is going to be on 23. We're actually up. We have made all of that back.
Oh, my goodness.
Because the price of oil, which was up $7 a barrel, is now up about $2 a barrel.
Jeez Louise. Look at this. The Dow needs some Xanax. Like, it's just like, it's been all over the place. The anxiety at the Dow.
That is so true. Okay, well, that's what's happening there. And anyway, in the world of politics, what about Eric Swalwell? He honestly has been a pretty big name, but it turns out now that he is dropping his bid to be the next governor of California. I thought his first reaction was, everything that's being said about me is false, and I'm going to work through this. And I thought, I think you might be a little bit out of touch here.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll have your day in court.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are serious sexual assault allegations. Extremely serious.
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming that, from the criminal side, there could be some criminal charges. But
well, here's the thing, Ron. This is following multiple allegations of sexual misconduct.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he made the announcement on social media. It was last night. And apologizing for mistakes in judgment in the past. But here he is. This is just some of the file video we have of him, making some political comments. He also says he'll continue to fight the false allegations made against him. Mm-hmm. But the Manhattan District Attorney there in New York, they're going to investigate one allegation involving a former staffer. And and says the congressman assaulted her twice, including an incident at a New York hotel room. That was in 2024, according to the accuser. And he denies the accusation, but he, it's going to get interesting here as we watch some of these court proceedings.
Well, he, honestly, he is one of the bigger names in Washington. He's very prominent. I mean, if you were asked to name more than about 10 members of Congress, I'm not even sure I could do it for sure. I mean, the senators, we know most of them, but Swalwell, when it comes to the House, he's right up there, with, say, like a Steve Scalise.
Yes.
Or a AOC.
Well, and I think in some of the
prominently known
congressional meetings, he's the one who asks some of the, some questions and gets in heated debate with the people he's asking questions of. And so he makes, you might have seen him on social media in some of those heated debates.
Celeste, I like to think that you and we are the king and queen of segues.
Okay.
And so we're going to go from Swalwell in D.C. to guess what TMZ is doing. Eric Wilson joins us, and Eric, TMZ is going to descend on DC ASAP, right? What's that?
Hold on one second. We're going to adjust your audio because I think all right, buddy, go ahead.
Check. I was going to say the one thing, I mean, the easier transition would have saying going from one Eric to another, but that works too. So TMZ D.C, we're launching today. Obviously, there's been a huge campaign over the last few weeks of us outing these Congress people who have been on vacation during their recess and out celebrating while TSA workers are not getting paid. But now they're coming back. They'll be back tomorrow, but we are boots on the ground right now. We have our three brightest and most outgoing folks on the ground in D.C. right now. Wow. They will be breaking down the day every day at the end of the day on TikTok, on YouTube, and things like that. But also, obviously, of course, we'll be getting some more stories to cover from the nation's capital.
Well, we have the pictures of the White House right here, and so
I can confirm that is the White House.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. See, you've already been studying.
See, exactly.
Yes.
But there's plenty of news coming out of the White House. And there's plenty of news coming out of Capitol Hill. So how then are people? Is this going to just be part of your regular app and website, or you have your own separate thing? I can't wait, because at least for me, what happens in D.C. is even more interesting than what happens in Hollywood. There's going to be plenty for you guys to
Yeah, I mean, obviously we uncover a lot of secrets in Hollywood. Now it's time to uncover those in D.C. Everything will be on our main website, TMZ.com. There'll be a special banner under there for the TMZ D.C. stories, but they'll be pretty much mixed in with the other content as well, so it'll be pretty easy to find.
You know what was interesting? I was just looking up this report that we had not too long ago, and it was that in D.C. they were one of the top cities in the nation with only user fans. And so OnlyFans users.
Wow.
So Eric, I think your crew out there may have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, and also Grindr is a big thing out there as well. And they're having,
really?
They're having their own correspondence dinner this year. So I think a lot of people are stepping into the D.C. market for sure.
All right, well, let's shift back over to the other coast now. Britney Spears in the news today. Eric, what's going on?
Yeah, she's officially entered herself into rehab. This was voluntary. Obviously, she had that DUI a couple months ago, but she is checking into an American-based rehab right now. All we know is that she voluntarily entered herself, and this will be before she goes to trial in May for those DUI charges. Obviously, this is something that will look good to the judge, probably, but also something that she needed, and that her and her family are very happy that she's taken these steps to help improve herself and her addictions.
Yeah, we hope so. What do you know about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni?
That mess continues on. Blake today filed a motion where she wants the jury to not hear anything about their wealth or about Ryan's character or Deadpool in general, because there's a part where they say that he allegedly made fun of Justin Baldoni with a nice pool character. But Blake is saying she lost $161 million because of the smear campaign by Baldoni, and she doesn't want them to hear that her and Ryan are worth $380 million together.
When she talks about that big number. Is that like she lost a movie contract or a show contract?
Saying she's lost out on deals, obviously lawyer fees and things like that. But yeah, she's saying because of this whole thing, she's lost out on many roles.
Well, but why would, I mean, we all know that some of the most successful celebrities are worth tens of millions, not hundreds of millions. Why would she want to hide that from the jury?
I don't know. Obviously, it's just she, maybe she thinks she's not going to look great if she's coming in, saying she lost this amount of money, but she still has all this amount of money left. Or if, things get down to the wire and she loses, they know how much she's worth and how much they can go after, which is all stuff that comes out at the end of a trial anyway. So, I'm not sure it's the biggest leap of an attempt to try to help the case, but yeah.
It's interesting. I think when people look at her, maybe they still see Serena from Gossip Girl. Like, she's in New York, walking the streets of Manhattan, and Serena kind of lived, that was the character she played in Gossip Girl, that high, luxurious life.
I'm sure Blake would kill for a Gossip Girl role right now.
Right? She's like, can we reprise that role, please?
Yeah, she would love a reboot right about now.
So if you haven't been following it very closely, which, I'm sorry, I had to follow golf this last week.
Yeah.
The Masters.
Well, that was a big deal, yes.
But what is this trial, this particular trial? What is it all about?
Well, 10 of the 13 charges, which stemmed from Blake saying that she was sexually harassed on the movie, have been thrown out. So right now, it's just a battle of her versus the company, essentially, and I don't know the exact details about what is left. I forget the 3 charges off the top of my head, but there's still 3 charges that they're battling out in court right now over the next month.
Yeah.
Well, the attorneys are the ones who are winning here, because they're
sure.
making all this money.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And there's still a chance of a settlement if one team does, get close to the line and they think time's up and they might lose if they go to trial. There's still a chance for a settlement.
Well, I'm going to add you to my daily. You're already there. I mean, I have bookmarked TMZ every day. I go check it out. But now TMZ in D.C. I'm going to go click that banner.
Enjoy.
I know.
More Lindsey Graham with bubble on.
Are you staying in L.A. by the way? Yeah.
I am. Yeah. But I mean, I was the guy who obtained the Lindsey Graham bubble on photo. So,
okay.
That's my claim to fame now.
Good. Yeah. Now talk
Good
about
for you,
your
Eric.
humble brag.
I know.
Okay, buddy. Always great chatting with you. See you next week. We'll be right back.
Awesome as always. Thanks, man.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We have, I know Marc Martinez is all over our streaming product, Celeste.
Yes.
I believe this is his first actual visit here on in the Fox 10 Talk studio.
I know. This is exciting.
In the morning.
You
Yeah,
got up early for us.
Yeah, normally I'm not here until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so here I am.
Thank you. Thank you, buddy. It's good to see you. Usually we pass in the makeup room. I'm like grabbing my stuff and you're coming in and, you know.
Did it confuse the security guards?
It confused a lot of people. It was funny. I was sitting at my desk and watching people walk in, and they were looking at their watch. Wait,
what
what's
happened?
going on here?
It's really early, or I'm really
yeah, I threw them off. That's for sure.
So tell us here. You've got a story coming up. Is it later today?
It's on tonight in the 9 o'clock hour. We're doing a story about the Michelin guide. Now here's what it looks like. This is the Michelin. Now this is the one from France, and I ordered it, and it's in French. So
you're like,
I had 4 years in high school, but it's not going to help me out. But you see why this one is so thick, because this is where it started, in France. Yeah. Now they're coming to the Southwest, the Michelin guide, and what that means is they're having these anonymous auditors or judges going to restaurants all across the Southwest, and they are, if a restaurant here gets 1, 2, possibly 3 Michelin stars, that can make a restaurant forever. Do you know? I mean, it's that big of a deal. So the culinary world here in Arizona is so anxious about this. So tonight at 9 o'clock, we talked to a couple of well-known local chefs and also a food influencer about what this means and what it can do for a restaurant.
Let's just roll some of the video.
You know, I think it's, what does this do, or I guess I should ask, what does this mean for Phoenix? Like when you think about the Southwest, we have a lot of great chefs, a lot of great restaurants. We're kind of a foodie town, have been growing for a lot of years. This is another step forward.
It is. I mean, it really puts you on the map. It gets you in this guide. It means one of the chefs I talked to, he won 2 or was awarded 2 Michelin stars in Vegas when he was there. And it doesn't go with the chef. It stays with the restaurant, the stars. But he said, you know, it's great for business, obviously, but it also can mean you're slammed. You know, people can't get in, and everything always has to be perfect. It's not a one-off. It's not like, oh, these judges came in, we had a great night. Yeah. They'll come back. Now, Ron, I know you're a history guy. Let's talk about the history behind this guide. It started in 1900 by the Michelin brothers, the tire people.
Oh, interesting.
And the reason why is there was only 3,000 cars in France at the time, and they thought, hey, if people drive more, they're going to use more, they're going to go through tires faster.
Oh.
So they said, let's get these restaurants that are like, 100 miles to a couple hundred miles away, and you drive there and drive back.
That's actually quite brilliant.
Yes, it's brilliant, and you burn through your tires and you buy more tires. Well, I don't know if the Michelin brothers knew what they were onto, when they did this, but now this is like literally the pinnacle for a chef. If you get one of these, that means you it's an Emmy award. So
Darren Lloyd is asking, once you get that rating, can a restaurant lose it? I guess that
they can.
Happen, right?
Yes, great question. They can. In fact, one of the chefs that I talked to said it's almost worse to get it and lose it than never have had it, because they can take it away. So you have to, again, that gets back to the point of you have to maintain that level, which is almost so stressful to think about.
Yeah.
You can't have an off night.
And we were just talking about a moment ago, I mean, we're showing a lot of food and everything, but it really is about the experience too, right? There's a lot of other things they look at, like service.
Yeah, it's all encompassing. Like, so it's not just the food, it is the experience, the service, the way that the chef is creative with putting ingredients together.
Yeah.
There's just so much behind it. It's not just like you had a great steak and, it's got, everything has to be a part of that experience. And we were talking about the French Laundry, where one of the women I interviewed in the story, she went there. It's in San Francisco Bay Area, very hard to get into, Napa.
Yeah.
And she said, just you have your own person, basically a server dedicated to you. I mean, just that kind of level of service.
Is that the restaurant that Gavin Newsom went to when COVID was supposed to shut everything down?
Yeah, famous for a couple of reasons.
They're doing some good news now after all this time, right?
Well, and it's interesting too, like some of those restaurants have gardens, and then it's farm to table. They let you, just like Durant's here lets you walk through the kitchen. Some of those places will let you tour the kitchen.
What's also interesting is this, and some chefs kind of don't like this idea, but others say, hey, it's great, is that they are not just going to super high-end places. In fact, do you remember a few months ago they had the food truck from Mexico that was up here that has a Michelin star.
Oh,
so they
food trucks can get them.
Yeah, and even like mom and pop places can get them. So some of these chefs are saying, well, we have this huge staff and white linen, and we spend all this money and time to get that star, and a food truck can get one as well. So, some of them are going like, that's really not fair, but others are saying, hey, good food is good food. So, it's interesting, right?
So as soon as I heard about this, this is the way my mind works, because I'm super pro Arizona. How is it that this guide has been around for 120 some odd years? Yeah. How is it they're only now coming? We all know we have a bunch of 5-star restaurants, not just in Scottsdale, but on the west side, out in Mesa, Gilbert.
In fact, I was going to tell you guys the states that are in the Michelin Guide right now. There's not very many: California, New York, Illinois, Texas, Florida, Georgia, and Colorado, and then Washington D.C. Not a state, but Washington D.C. Okay. So now we're going to be in that list, but I don't know why it took so long to get out here. I mean, you think about all the, it's not just going to be Arizona. It'll be New Mexico and other parts of the Southwest.
I heard Utah, too.
Yes, Utah as well.
Right.
So it just took a while to get out here. It's kind of crazy to think about that because, we are so well known for so many great restaurants and chefs. I mean, Chris Bianco, we've got Chris, who's been voted best pizza in America several times. So, and he could be on the list. A lot of these chefs say, like, they'll see lone diners come in and sit there, and they kind of look and go, I wonder if that's the person who's going to be
interesting.
us,
I wonder, too, if it has been, don't you feel like, and Ron, you've been here a long time, Mark, you too, but over like the last, let's just say 20 years, like we've had more Super Bowls, like we just had the women's Final Four, we've had the men's Final Four. You have those type of events bring in a different type of person, CEOs and people from around the world. And maybe like all these events and all this stuff is just shining a new light on Phoenix. And then they're trying restaurants and, because you have all the business growing out east, Ron, by your place.
And you wonder what, I don't know if they'll ever tell us, but it'd be worth asking, what finally put Arizona on your radar screen? Because I think they'll be a little surprised at how many phenomenal restaurants we have.
Absolutely. And, I was thinking about that too. We are kind of spoiled, we don't have to go to chain restaurants if we don't want to here, in a lot of places you don't have a choice.
I don't get down on Applebee's.
I'm not.
Or Chili's.
My first TV job was in Fresno, California, and Chili's, Applebee's, TGI. I mean,
that's a big Friday night.
You know what I mean?
You bet it is.
So much fun. But out here, we've got those choices also, but you've got so many great locally owned restaurants with great chefs and great experiences,
Like Renee Andrade. I was just trying to think of like some of the other people besides Chris Bianco's amazing at what he does. But like Renee Andrade, he won a James Beard Award, and he makes Mexican food and taco. He has a Huarachi's, his taco shop. You have all kinds of different food. It's going to be interesting to see if a food truck actually wins here in Phoenix.
And at 3:00 today on Fox 10 Talks, we're going to have Chef Gio also coming in. He's from Virtue Kitchen and Craft in Scottsdale, and he was the one who said like it's worse to get it and have it taken away. He's not had one yet, but he was also just saying about how the pressure is great if you get one of these, right? But it also kind of keeps you elevated.
I can imagine.
And he what time is that happening?
That's happening at 3.
Oh, that's like happy hour. So you got to bring you some drinks.
Maybe we'll see.
Maybe some little bites.
This is a busy day for Mark.
It is.
He's going to be rolling at 9. Maybe watch him Fox 10 tonight at 9 o'clock.
I appreciate it, you guys.
Yeah, good
Mark,
work,
we
buddy.
still have about 3 minutes left. You want to just hang with us for a minute?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's National Thomas Jefferson Day.
Oh.
Did you know April the 13th is the birthday of the, I guess they call him the father of the Declaration, right? So here's what I did, you guys. We're going to do an Ask AI, Celeste. Stand by for this. Okay. So I went to AI, Celeste, and I asked it, I said, if you, Syleste Rodriguez, were any president, just knowing everything that you've accomplished and all of your interests and everything else. And so here's what it said to me. It said there were 2 presidents that one, calm, articulate, and a precise communicator. That was Barack Obama.
Okay.
And the other one was intellectual, multi-talented, even in a culinary way, and curious about life. And that's what we went with. You and Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that shot.
That is a firm handshake.
I know it is. Wow. That is like straight out of Bridgerton or something, Ron.
Lady Celeste.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it would be like, well, if you could have a conversation with, here's my favorite quote ever from the White House. John F. Kennedy once said that it was something about the dining room. Oh, that the greatest minds in the history of the world collectively have eaten here in the White House dining room.
Oh.
All of them combined just about match the wisdom of when Thomas Jefferson ate alone here at the White House.
That's a good one.
So, do you have any guesses, Mark or Celeste, as to who AI, once again, let's ask AI, which president do you think it said, oh, you are way more like this one than any of the others?
You?
Yes, me.
I'm going to say Gerald Ford.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Is that because I'm a forgiving guy and he gave Nixon a pardon?
Yes. Yeah. You're avuncular. You're friendly. You're nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. But then so are you.
That was a very quick answer.
Yeah, it was. It's like Mark's been waiting years
My
for me to
whole
ask
life.
that question.
My big
like,
moment.
He was like fiddling his thumbs last night thinking about, okay, who is it going to be?
I know Ron's going to ask me this one question. Who do you think, Celeste?
I'm going to go George Washington.
Okay, father of our country,
Yes.
father of Fox 10 Talks.
Yes.
How about this? It went with
Wow, Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Wow.
What about that?
Wow.
Look at that firm
That is
handshake.
great.
I know.
Right? He looks, he's like,
Okay, I can
finally.
see
This
that.
looks like a great agreement. Whatever you guys agreed on here, you're both very happy.
Correct. Yeah. This is when I finally got the okay from the White House to go ahead and launch Fox 10 Talks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Back when we were just in that little closet.
Ron, I think you could pull that hat off. I think that would work on you. You know what I mean? That would work.
He said, they said, high energy, very engaged, constantly interested in everything from politics to nature to war to history, loves a great story, those kind of things.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
Anyway, there you go.
That is great. Thank you, AI.
Yeah. Now, get
I
on
was
your
hoping it
phone,
was gonna
Mark,
be
and
Gerald
ask
Ford.
which president you're the most
Okay,
like, right?
okay.
And that's it for this hour. But Ty and Anita are coming up. Mark, thanks for hanging with
Oh,
us.
fun,
Have a
guys.
great day,
Okay.
everyone. Thanks for watching.
That was awesome, guys.
morning, everyone.
Happy Monday. We're going to keep things rolling here at 11 o'clock. Another jam-packed show.
We're coming off a really exciting weekend. Were your eyes glued to the television Friday evening?
I watched like an hour of the entire coverage up until they did the splashdown with the Artemis II.
I was like this, just watching and waiting for them to come out of the capsule.
It was just like must-see TV. And,
it really was. History.
Just so cool. Yeah, it really was.
History in the making.
So we're going to be talking about that this morning. We have Anthony Colangelo waiting for us on Zoom here this morning. Anthony, good morning.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. I mean, Anita kind of hit the nail on the head when she said all eyes were watching this Artemis. I mean, it was so cool to see.
Yeah, I was surprised and pleasantly surprised that it broke through so much to kind of mainstream culture. The space nerds were worried it wouldn't make it out of our little bubble, but people were definitely glued to the TV. I had conversations all throughout my regular life about it, which was just a thrill for the space nerds out there.
I think every single person in the world was a space nerd on Friday, really for the 10 days prior leading up to us, because the images that we saw were incredible. Let's talk about the landing, because we were reporting that was probably one of the most dangerous portions of this entire mission. And if I remember a report saying that they came in a little faster than initially we thought they would.
Yeah, the trajectory was changed from this mission to what the kind of nominal plan was for it, because they had heat shield issues the first time around when they flew this spacecraft a couple of years ago. So they changed the way that they were actually flying back through the atmosphere to spend less time in that really peak heating phase of the mission. So they came in actually steeper than you really would want to. It's a little bit less comfortable to come in that steep because you get more G-forces. It's a little bit more of a rough ride, but it looks like the heat shield made it through fine. Obviously, they splashed down successfully, which is what we want to see.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see the monitor too. I was watching this portion right here when they had the three what do they call it, parachutes, and that one was kind of like wobbling around, and I was like, oh boy. But I mean, the whole thing was just so cool to see, and I mean, I know that we have been going up to space since the 60s now, but it's still just breathtaking to think that we took 4 astronauts and went the farthest that they have ever gone before. It's just kind of mind-bending, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. You're not the only one that was nervous at those the parachute moment there. It's you watch it enough of these, and you kind of get that moment. There's that second where you're like, is that actually going to inflate all the way? But they definitely do. But I mean, the mission was incredible. The imagery we got this time around, the ability to just live stream this the whole way is quite different than they did back in the 60s watching the Apollo missions. You would get a broadcast every now and then, but I mean, I had this on my TV in the house for 10 days straight. Kind of drove my wife nuts, but me and my sons loved it. But that's a totally different experience than we've got before.
Yeah. So I don't know if you just saw those black and white type of images and it looked like
thermal or something.
Thermal. Is that what we were seeing as the capsule was re-entering the atmosphere, and that heat shield at work?
Yeah, in that case, there's kind of these thrusters that keep it in the right orientation to splash down. You don't want to land on the ocean perfectly flat. You kind of want to be tipped a little bit to make it an easier landing for the astronauts and not transfer as many G-forces up through their bodies. So in that case, they use these thermal imaging sensors and different kinds of visuals so that NASA can characterize what the vehicle's doing. Sometimes there's more, obviously if you're coming back through at night or something like that, you want those thermal imagery to be able to see anything at all. But it's also really useful for the engineers to see what was happening on the vehicle that time outside of the visible spectrum. It's something you see a lot with these kind of space missions.
We have a live chat, and Darren Lloyd, 244, says it was surreal watching the launch. Looked fake, but cool as heck. And that's the thing. It was so hard to fathom and wrap your mind around the fact that we can watch them inside the capsule working, that they were sharing their images and experiences with us that entire 10 days, except for that 40 minutes when they went on the dark side of the moon. It took a long time, it felt, for them to get to that capsule and open it and get those astronauts out. And is that true? It's because the tide and the water was a little choppy?
It was not as bad as it could have been. One of the problems they had, right when they splashed down, they were having some radio issues. So the crew outside couldn't talk to the crew inside. They could relay communications back through mission control, but they really needed to be able to talk to each other to make sure everyone's good inside before they go and open the capsule. And once they got that communications established, they brought this thing they call the front porch. It's kind of this inflatable raft that they put out in front of the vehicle. Once they got to that point, this whole thing honestly felt very old school, and we could probably do this a lot better next time. But I think the longest delay was that communications issue they had. After that, it's a little bit of a Rube Goldberg machine to get them out on a raft, and then the helicopter lifts them onto a boat. They sail all the way back. A lot of steps involved. It's something that I think a lot of us were annoyed at.
No, I just love the whole process of. I had my phone going, I had my TV going, I was watching all the feeds at the same time.
Champagne, ready to.
Well, that's every Friday night. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So, what's next then? I mean, what can we expect from NASA?
This was the easy part. This was just testing this one spacecraft. From here, we want to go and actually make lunar landings. We want to get back to the surface. But to do that, we need these new lunar landers that are much bigger than the last time, much bigger than the Apollo landers. SpaceX and Blue Origin are the companies working on those. SpaceX is flying that ship called Starship down in the south tip of Texas. Blue Origin is launching a lander called Blue Moon. That'll actually be launching the first smaller version of that in the next couple of weeks here. So these vehicles need to get tested out, and then what they say right now is that next year we would do an Earth orbital mission to actually launch this spacecraft again, to go meet up with those landers in orbit, test them out a little bit before going on to a lunar landing mission sometime beyond that. NASA says 2027 next launch, 2028 lunar landing. A lot of us think that's probably like 2028, 2030 or something like that. So probably not as imminent as they say, but they're definitely on the path to it. And I think pretty soon we'll get a crew announcement on who's going to fly on that next mission. And I hope people fall in love with them just like they did with the Artemis II crew.
Are they taking names?
I've got some people I'd like to send up, but not bring back.
You want that quiet time behind the moon. Just to zen out. Can't read Twitter for 40 minutes.
Right? Anthony, I was going to ask you this, though, because I think we did a reporting on this morning that the Artemis III was the one that they were thinking that they were going to land on the moon, and now they're saying, no, we're not going to do that. Is that correct?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, the new administrator shuffled up the plans to try to, it sounds weird, but to try to expedite the program beyond that. And, there was a lot of people that thought going right to a lunar landing was too big of a jump. We needed to actually test out these landers first to make sure that all the systems are ready for the crew, to make sure that everything works as we expect. In the Apollo mission, the Apollo program, we had many missions before we went and landed on the moon. So they're trying to emulate that a little bit and learn a little bit each time rather than trying to swing all at once and do everything top to bottom. A lot of that is because of the vehicles that we're using here are very expensive, very slow to actually develop. This mission was in the works for, depending on how you count, 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
So there was a big roadmap shakeup to try to fix some of the ills of the program. I'm very supportive of it. I think a lot of people are as well.
Awesome. Very few speed bumps. We appreciate that. Thank you so much for your time. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
It's not over, is it?
No, it sure isn't. It really was cool to see.
Yeah, it was.
We're going to move on to another really interesting topic, and we have been talking about this here on Fox 10 Talks over the past couple of weeks. Obviously, this war in Iran leading to the Iranians kind of taking over the Strait of Hormuz, which has kind of created a blockade, not only for oil, but some other vital items as well. So we're going to talk about kind of how this is going to affect all of us here within the next maybe even couple months. So we have Hitendra Chaturvedi from
Arizona. How I let him handle that?
From Arizona State University. We've talked to you on Zoom so many times, so thank you for coming in person. It's nice to meet you.
You're a professor of practice.
Professor of practice, Supply Chain Management Department.
Wow.
We call it the NASPO Supply Chain Management Department, and at the WP Carey School of Business.
Wow.
So let's talk about this, because obviously this has dominated headlines since this war began, 4 or 5 weeks ago, maybe even more. What is this going to do to the supply chain? At first, we were just learning about gas, but now a lot of headlines are coming out about fertilizer not making it out, which then could potentially disrupt the food chain. This is just kind of a domino effect, right?
Yeah, I wish I was doing the Artemis story. For me, Dark Side of the Moon is a Pink Floyd album. Tells you how old. Having said that, yes, there are major challenges at this moment. What is happening is the Strait of Hormuz is blocked, and the Red Sea, the route through which you go through the Suez Canal, the Houthis are threatening to block that. So what happens is, and the ships will have to go south of the tip of Africa, which is basically called the Cape of Good Hope, which adds about 3,500 to 4,000 nautical miles extra to a ship.
So more oil, more gas, more time, which obviously is
20 days extra,
which is going to cost us more.
So before the war, a typical shipping container was leasing for less than $2,000. Today, what has happened is that the base price has jumped by 30%. Plus, the insurance has gone up by 2 to 5 times. Plus, the emergency risk fee of $2,000 to $4,000.
Wow.
So a container that used to be less than $2,000 is now leasing for over $5,000. And by the way, we get all our products through the Port of LA. Mm-hmm. So all of these will get reflected in the products we buy.
So we already had President Trump, and I don't know if there would be a correlation, but putting all the tariffs for the past year or so. And that was a big issue, and that was raising prices on so many goods and so many items. How does this correlate? Does it correlate? Will they not be affected?
That's a great point. So if you see all the studies, even by our government, tariffs added about $3,600 per year on an average U.S. consumer. And that was before the war. Mm-hmm. And if you look at last quarter GDP, it came at 0.5%. Okay, which means, and we have not accounted for the price of oil for this quarter. So you're talking about inflation numbers just came out for March. They're at 3.3% from nearly 2%, 2.5%. The problem that is happening is that studies are showing that the fuel cost, inflation due to the fuel cost, can add another $2,700 to the U.S. consumer. So by the end of this quarter, by the middle of this year, you're seeing close to $6,000 added to the U.S. consumers, tariff plus the fuel charge.
A couple of comments coming in on the chat. You may or may not be able to respond to these. Darren Lloyd 244 is asking, why would we not have a route through the strait before we started a military campaign? And went on to say maybe it doesn't seem like it was planned out properly. Perhaps whoever went in thought we would win or take over a lot quicker.
I think my job as a supply chain professor is to put all the facts in front of you and let the people make their own decision. Somehow or the other, I have a bad habit of not pontificating with opinions, but with facts. So the facts are that it's going to hurt us.
Yeah.
The facts are...
Professor, we have to take a quick break. Can you stay put and we'll finish this conversation? We can take a quick break. We'll be back. All right. Welcome back, everybody. We are joined with Hitendra Chaturvedi. I've been practicing the professor over at ASU, having a very interesting conversation.
The war in Iran, the closure of the Strait of Hormuz will affect shipping costs. Yeah. We had some comments of people asking, why wouldn't we have thought about this before starting this military campaign? And you said, regardless, there's one thing that you know for sure, that it will affect us.
It will affect us. So the oil price today is hovering at about $100 a barrel, which is taking our inflation to about 3.3%. If this thing stays at $100, you're looking at inflation stabilizing at 3.7%. Not good. But if worst case situation, if the oil barrel price of a barrel of oil touches 130 and stays there, we're looking at 5% inflation.
It was at 70, I believe, Friday.
Yeah, it did come down and then it came back up. I've been tracking it right now. Yeah, we're sitting right now at 95.
Yeah.
You mentioned that it goes up very quickly, it comes down very slowly, and never goes to where it needs to.
That is correct. That is unfortunate. If you look at historically, oil prices have this habit of shooting up and then using a parachute to come down, but never coming to the ground. So it's going to be a long, long time before we start to see prices of oil. Because oil has been driven by market prices. It's not as if we have oil supply, we are the largest producer, we drill and drill and drill, and we ensure. No, it's driven by market prices. If somebody's willing to pay more, we will sell there. That's the reason why I just hope we can bring this to a closure sooner rather than later, and still it'll take at least 6 months for us to even recover from it.
And that's what I was going to ask you, is that it's going to take some time, but how long will we feel I guess, again, that word correlation, the pain at the pump, because that's what everyone's worried about. How much money is it going to take to fill up my gas tank?
Average Arizona is about $4.70. If the war stopped tomorrow, you're not going to see the prices come down dramatically for another 6 months.
Wow.
All right. So I guess just kind of buckle up, right?
Start saving for Christmas now.
I mean,
it's a reality.
You should have asked me to do the Artemis story.
Much happier.
Would you like to talk about Artemis? Did you watch on Friday?
How much is the fuel burn in Artemis?
I know.
Well, Professor, thank you so much for coming in. You have been such a wealth of knowledge. We thank you. Every time we have a supply chain question, we're always calling you. So we thank you for your time.
We'll have you back soon. Thank you so much.
All right, moving on to the next very important topic here: heart health.
Heart health. How's your heart? How's your tick?
I hope it's okay, but we're going to find out.
Monitor?
Well, I wear my Apple Watch, so I don't know how legit these things really are. Should we check? Hold on,
let's check. It's probably better than nothing. Do you want to check? We have a heart doctor here. I don't know.
She can tell me. Hold on. It's measuring. Hold on.
What is a BPM?
Beats per minute. Right, Doc?
You're absolutely correct.
See? Oh, look at that. Okay. 77 beats per minute.
Solid.
Yes. Did you hear that? I think it's like my age and my weight and my whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we're talking about it's going up, Doc. So we have a cardiologist with us, Sarisha. Did I get that right?
That's correct.
I've been practicing Vidali.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, Doc. We are talking about your heart health this morning, and I love this. 4 signs that we should be looking out for when it comes to your heart health.
And who should be looking for these signs? Younger, older, men, women?
I love these questions. And yes, the 4 signs are kind of very generic. So it's going to be a broad range of people that we can apply these signs to. The ones that I really want to focus on, though, are women and diabetics that are older, because they don't always come the right way and they often get misdiagnosed and poo-pooed, especially the women, especially the diabetics. So, heart disease is the #1 killer, period.
You're talking in terms that a lot of people can understand, poo-pooed, which is true.
It's true.
Because you go to the doctor and you say,
something doesn't feel right.
Something doesn't feel right. And they're like, but no, you're young, you work out, you're healthy. Not always the case.
Not always the case. And so the first sign would probably be shortness of breath. And I'm not talking about you did a HIIT workout and you're just running up the stairs and you're just gasping for air. I'm talking about you went up your apartment building complex and it was a little harder to do than normal. Or you went up a hill on a daily walk that you normally take, and that was a little challenging. You got a little winded after that. And that wasn't something that you did last week or the week before. So shortness of breath is a sign, or they blame it on asthma or any kind of lung problems. And what I say is, let's make sure your heart's okay, then we can blame anything else.
You know, we mentioned the watches and people wear the Fitbits and that kind of stuff. Are those, I guess, viable reliable, that's a better word, of metrics for people to kind of check their own health, so to speak?
Yeah, I love the wearable devices, although I will caution you to take the trends over time as opposed to a single value.
Gotcha.
Like, you could have just spiked your heart rate by thinking about something super stressful. The oil prices, you could have just been like, hey, listen, like,
not taking a road trip
very
this summer.
Stressful. But really, I think if you see that the trends are going up, that's very important to take into consideration. So the wearable devices are also often the first time that people find atrial fibrillation or any kind of heart rhythm problems, which kind of leads me into my second one, which is palpitations. So kind of a feeling of your heart racing or skipping a beat. And this is more for the younger people. So a lot of people just say, oh no, I was working out and, you know, my heart rate just stuck up into the 170s for a really long time.
What does a palpitation feel like?
Yeah,
how do you describe that?
Yeah, a lot of people describe it as a skipped beat or that their heart is racing, like it is beating out of their chest very fast.
For how long? For like an extended period of time, or can it just be a couple seconds?
It can be a nice little blip, or it can be multiple hours even.
Now, when you say that does it actually beat super fast? Is that what's actually happening to your heart?
It just depends on what we're dealing with. So there's very benign conditions called PVCs, and that's a quick little skipped beat. And I always like to call it, whenever you're stressed out, you might get a PVC.
I do get those every once in a while. Yeah.
They're very benign. They're very annoying because they take your breath away a little bit. You kind of are like,
and you get
what
scared.
was that?
Like,
yeah. So anything can make a PVC happen. So dehydration, lack of sleep, stress, alcohol. Looking left sometimes. I'm just kidding. It's just
the older you get,
there's no rhyme or reason, but they're usually very, very benign.
Okay.
The more common and more dangerous one in older adults is atrial fibrillation, and that's something we have to actually figure out because that is a skipped beat that's irregular. So the heart usually is regularly beating, and this one is irregularly beating, and that has an increased risk of stroke. So we have to catch that one soon.
Okay, so those were your first two. Was that 3?
So the third one kind of goes back to working out, and it's decreased exercise capacity. And so what I mean by that, and this is where your mid-range folk come into play, where maybe you're 30 to 50 and you have a good workout regimen, right? And you did CrossFit or you did Orange Theory or whatever workout you ran a mile last week. All of a sudden, that same workout this week is a little more challenging.
Are we talking about like just one time or maybe for like a couple of days? Or how long are you gauging this for? Because maybe Ty didn't get good rest.
Sure.
And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, his workout isn't going to be as great. But then they pick back up and he's okay. But then in a couple weeks, they start lagging again and he's really tired. Or is this something that is going to be consistently?
I think it's more a consistency.
Okay.
So I would say maybe like a couple weeks of feeling this way prompts an evaluation. But it could even be one time if you feel like it's a real sudden drop.
You'll know.
All of a sudden. If it's a real sudden acute drop, I always worry about if you had a blood clot to the lungs or something like that. But if it's a chronic one, that's where I come into play as a cardiologist. I'm thinking maybe there's not enough blood flow getting to the lungs or there's a blockage happening. But exercise capacity is so important. And this is why I actually recommend exercise. Everyone thinks it's because, I just want everyone to work out, which I do. But it's really that if you don't work out, how am I going to know whether it's that you just don't work out or is it that you have a decrease in your exercise capacity from week to week?
That's a great point. Number 4.
And then lastly, this one is interesting because women often complain of this, but we wear these little stilettos to work and come and take our shoes off and our ankles are swollen. And we see that our shoes are getting a little tighter. And then for men, they complain that their abdominal waist circumference, their belts are getting to be on the last.
That could just be because I had a big dinner.
We're not talking about anybody specific. Not Ty.
And of course, it's not after just like one Chinese meal.
He didn't split his pants on Friday.
I did split my
He
pants
did split his
Friday,
pants.
I saw that.
Oh, yeah, he split his pants.
I was hoping it was from a dance move or something.
It was actually from a dance move. But
He's healthy.
But I was going to ask you kind of, when it comes to this, sometimes you have to be your own self-advocate when it comes to your health and getting up to a specialist like yourself, right? Because sometimes you kind of have to elevate your own, I guess, care.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's now in this day and age, it's easy to get in. Like there's a ton of us. We're all willing to listen, and prevention is kind of our forefront. So all we want to do is prevent that heart attack, prevent people from developing heart disease before it becomes too late a little bit. So I think that's where direction of medicine is heading, and I'm very excited about it. But I don't think it should be an issue. You call your primary care doctor; they can send you right away.
Yeah.
We have the tools like Ty was saying, the watch and the Oura rings and all those things. Yeah. But we also have AI, and so is there a concern?
Oh, did you see her face change as soon as we said AI?
I refuse to Google symptoms. I call my doctor and say, do I need to come in?
Yeah.
I just worry that are people self-diagnosing, especially when it comes to the heart?
Yes, that's a great question. It's funny because I just did a deep dive on this to try to understand how we can blend the two worlds essentially. And AI is powerful, right? So and AI is not going anywhere.
No.
So we are here with AI. We just need to find a way that it makes us feel good with medicine intersecting with it. And so I'll tell you what AI is great for. AI is great to interpret lab results. AI is great to understand what normal values are and non-normal values are. So just differentiating abnormal and normal. What AI is not good at is taking your test results and saying, you have this diagnosis, this is what you need treated, and taking over my job essentially.
Yeah, we need people.
I just think that it's not there. And the second part of AI that we have to caution everyone about is that it's not equipped to handle security. So your public information is going out there without a security blanket around it. So
in 30 seconds, can you answer? We had someone asking
real
about...
quick, people are asking where you work, too.
Yeah.
If they want to come find you.
Yeah, absolutely. I work at Atria Heart, and that's in collaboration with Honor Health.
Okay.
Yes.
We have nausea, sweating, breathlessness, chest pain, and tightness of chest. Concerns?
Yes. Okay. Absolutely. Get checked out.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming in. This has been a wealth of information. We're hopefully going to have you on.
Live?
Yeah, I think he's
What's
fine.
your heartbeat at now?
Hold on.
Did it go down?
Probably. I'm nice and calm because we only have 15 seconds. How do I find it? Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, look, it was 60 beats per minute 1 minute ago.
Hello. You're an athlete. Look at that.
You heard it from the doc. I'm an athlete. All right, have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Fox 10 Talks. That's us, Ron and Des, hanging out with you this morning and just taking a look at Sedona. You know, if you had people come into town and they want to go on a hike, it's pretty tough to go wrong if you just tell them, just head up to Sedona. There's so many great hikes.
Oh, yeah, I know. And then you can walk downtown Sedona area. So it's just the perfect spot.
Right?
Be. Usually, right. A little cooler too.
I've often said that it's just a good thing that Sedona Schnebley and her family, that they settled there nice and early and a few houses got built, because otherwise it would be like a national park. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't have, you'd have great hiking. And that would be fantastic. But anyway, we love Sedona. And if you're watching this morning, thanks for doing so. It is a chance for us to hang out with you. There you go, Des. I was just looking at.
Hey.
Here's what I think is happening. Ready? Yeah. So that camera says Des.
Oh.
But it's really the 3-shot.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a lonely empty chair there.
Oh. Wait, that story you told the other day? Should I spin the chair?
There you go. The mystery guest. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about what is happening in our crazy world of weather. These pictures from the mountains of California, Des.
It's wild to see. It's so nice in the valley. We're finally seeing temperatures that I think we're all happy with here. And then this.
I think we're all scarred from the 106 in March.
Oh,
and so just to know that, oh, yeah, that's right, we can still have actually really nice weather today and tomorrow. Upper 70s, maybe touching 80 today and tomorrow is so nice.
Yeah, we couldn't ask for anything better.
But then look at this guy, man. He went right off the road. And thank goodness the CHP was there, the California Highway Patrol. But yeah, folks who were trying to get around were really dealing with it. And, I've only been up there once, the whole Lake Tahoe, Reno area. But it's really beautiful, but the weather can turn on a dime. I remember we went up there and we did a story kayaking. Mm-hmm. And it was such a beautiful day. And then the next time, so we went up to do that story, and I'm trying to remember, was it the very next day? Might have been, that we were live there. Mm-hmm. And it was like a gale. I mean, it was like white caps and 40-mile-an-hour winds across Lake Tahoe.
Oh, my gosh.
It can turn like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, we are talking about it because they had their snow, and now let me call it up for you right here. Oops, wait. Oops, sorry. Where's that going to be, you guys? Okay, here we go. See, I don't think is that really Snowball? Okay, I guess so, but it feels like there should be.
What, you think they should have more snow?
Yeah, because the story is they're reopening tomorrow.
Oh.
So it might be a little, I don't know. I guess if that's truly Snowball.
Oh.
Oh, you know what? Dave.
Yeah.
Can we take down the bug for a second where it says Fox 10 Talks?
I think it is Snowball.
And this will reveal, because there's some other snow-type mountains.
Oh. It might be. You're right. Because I see the first word.
Yeah.
You can make out snow.
Yeah.
Snow.
Could be. Well.
Wow. I don't know how they would open that up tomorrow.
Yeah. Maybe it's the other part of the ski hill. Anyway. Okay. So that's what it's looking like there.
Okay.
And it's a chance for us to just talk about it a little bit because, hey, you know what? Anytime we have, and they did say they're going to reopen for Tuesday and Wednesday. Last weekend was supposed to be their last weekend. Mm-hmm. And now with this snow that's supposedly going to be happening over the next probably 24 hours, they're going to be ready to go by tomorrow.
Yeah. I wonder how the season overall, though, has been for them. Not all that great. We haven't seen much
right?
snowfall in the high country, not much rain at all.
Yeah.
This winter has been pretty warm.
Yeah, for sure. Well, anyway, that's good news. It's certainly great news, and we are glad about that for sure. Anyway, Des, let's talk about a couple of other stories that are, by the way, your report today from the Maui Fish House was so great. We're going to play it for our viewers a little later.
You got a clip of that? Oh my gosh, you have to see their secret menu item.
Oh, really?
It's insane. Yep.
Okay.
You'll see it.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's what we call a deep tease in the business. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, let's talk about one of the big things that everybody's watching now is what's going on with the Strait of Hormuz. So let's bring you up to speed right now. The president announced over the weekend that they were going to do a blockade of the strait. By the way, I love that picture right there because I was kind of researching it the other day, and I'm like, what would it take to build a canal, like the Panama Canal or something like that, to skip around the Strait of Hormuz altogether and bring those big tankers through? Basically, it would cut from Dubai straight across the UAE and exit well beyond the Strait of Hormuz. And it said the only problem is you have some 8,000-foot mountains in the way.
Well, I said, is that a problem, though? You have what's called dynamite.
Right? They would have to work and work and work on it.
It takes some time, but...
I guess we've all we've come a little bit more up to speed on it. Saudi Arabia does have a pipeline. And so they're saying, look, we've managed to get this pipeline built. Iran tried to destroy it. We have restored it, and it is back up and working again today. So there's a way to maybe kind of bypass the Iranians. But I will just say in the last hour, President Trump is saying that somebody from high up in the Iranian government has reached out again saying, okay, let's talk again. Because effective this morning at 7 o'clock our time, the new blockade went into effect. It is not a complete blockade of the entire Gulf or even the Strait of Hormuz. It's a blockade of the ports that Iran uses because that's where they're getting all their money. They sell that oil to China primarily.
Right, because the president has been pretty vocal and is not all that happy with the news that Iranians are charging fees. For some of the ships and vessels that are coming through there, saying, you know what, we can't guarantee safe passage if you're paying some of these fees to, the Iranian government.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of the other countries, that rely on that oil, we really don't rely on their oil very much at all. We produce plenty. And there have been reports that we are getting some of our tankers perhaps out of that area completely and heading to Venezuela. Because guess what? Venezuela has more proven oil reserves. I believe it's like 303 billion barrels than Saudi Arabia does, and certainly than Iran does. So if they can, start to work on some sort of cross-governmental relationship there, that might be one solution, Des.
Yeah, I mean, if the infrastructure is there too, right? I mean, there is infrastructure there in Venezuela. So if we can work out that agreement. Because right now, hearing that there may not be any relief at the pump for what we're paying is pretty... It's a pretty tough pill to swallow.
All right, let's do this. This is our poll question. Oh, these numbers have really moved in the last hour. Now 67% of you are saying, put the pressure on Iran to agree to a peace deal. There's a report of a contact being made from Iran to the White House. We'll see what happens. 5% say no, this is just going to escalate it and drag out the war. And then 28% saying we should not be there. Leave right now. That's the QR code. I wonder how our YouTube's looking.
We have 2,400 votes here on YouTube. 45% of folks say yes, put the pressure on Iran, have them agree to a peace deal. 17% are saying no, it'll just escalate the tensions, drag out the war. 38% feel that we shouldn't even be there at all.
Last hour we had, I think it was 90 comments already, and that was over a little over 1,000 votes. Now we got double that. So let's go to Big D, shall we? And see, hang on. Dave on the Dave cam, everybody. I'm punching the button that says Dave on the Dave cam. And here he comes, everybody. Just waiting for Dave to pop up on the camera. Oh, yeah, no worries. It's a streaming show. We'll get it figured out. We don't stress about this kind of thing. Boy, it's blustery in D.C. today, Des, isn't it?
I was just thinking, oh my goodness, that looks actually really beautiful. Look how lush all the trees are and green.
Yeah.
So nice.
There's that
That's
too.
Beautiful. Oh, is that our mystery cam? Oh, wait, you leave this up for a second. Why not, Ron?
Yeah.
There
okay.
you go.
There you go.
Get a good little sneak peek
it's
in.
It's an advance.
It's your
there
mystery
you go.
cam
for all
today.
you players, it's an advance. Oh, for
There you
goodness
go.
sakes. Oh, look at this. Big D joins us on the big set with the big microphone.
Hi, friends.
Hey.
I mean, this is what's so much fun about this show is if something's not working back there, you can just come over here.
I know. It's so
That's
great.
so
buddy.
great.
Yeah.
So tons of comments. As always, you can comment on fox10phoenix.com/poll as well as on YouTube. Chris Zach 1284 says Iran will survive. It's just putting sanctions back on, but it will raise gas prices here more. Eric Hudson 3023 says we just need to leave as it is right now. Israel can fight their own war. And Christine Perez says it's Trump that needs the peace deal. He's the one attacking. Really interesting comments here.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, glad we worked that out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Big D. Okay, Dave was off on Friday, and we were all very sad.
Very sad.
Yeah, we hope you did something fun.
Yeah, went to Atlanta. Always fun.
Atlanta. Did you go to Varsity Burger? You know that cheap burger place right downtown?
No, but I'll check it out next time. I'm going to be there next week.
I swear they have like 15 cash registers, and there's always a huge line. But it's called Varsity Burger. So put it on your bucket list, you guys.
Super cool.
Okay, let's talk about our gas prices then, Des. Here's what they look like.
Do we have to?
Well, I know. That's the other thing that
bad.
bums us out, right? No more Dave on Friday when he's out of here. And then how about this? Now, the one thing I will say is we're down about a dime in Phoenix from a week ago. We were about $4.96, I believe. And so now we're at $4.84. And do you ever... the gas station that's right at 7th Avenue and the I-10, that Circle K. 2 weeks ago, they were $4.99.
Were they? Wow.
And today, they're at $4.79.
Oh.
So I'll take 20 cents cheaper, right?
Well, of course.
I mean,
right,
it still needs to come
still-
back down
yeah,
a buck.
It's still
but
so high. And then look at the difference in our national average compared to the state and then the city of Phoenix alone. It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
I got gas on Friday, Sam's Club at the 10 and Ray Road. Chandler.
Yep.
It was $4.25, and then we had to do some other stuff on the other side of town, so I went to Sam's Club in Gilbert then to fill up our other truck.
Yeah.
It was $4.95 at Sam's.
And they're how far apart? About?
Oh, I don't know. Those two clubs. Ooh,
maybe 10 miles?
10 miles,
Yeah.
12 miles.
Right.
So
Crazy. Okay, break time. We'll be right back. It's Ron and Des and the Mystery Cam. We're getting lots of guesses this morning, Des. By the way, somebody said Dave at the White House.
What?
Yeah. Oh, man, I don't know.
Shall
you
we
put
send
that
him?
guy in charge. I mean, I guess they have a pretty good chief of staff now, I heard, which is Susie Wiles. But, if a guy like Dave was available, I mean, would you take
come
that?
knocking, Dave.
Oh, we still don't have the Dave. I'm telling you, we had it an hour ago. it's a
There
funny...
he is.
Oh, there
no,
we go.
I couldn't do it. I would miss you guys too much.
Oh,
Really?
We love that.
Yeah, Chief of Staff, White House. Come on, that's not Fox 10 Talks.
No, I know. I mean, your job's high pressure enough, right?
Yeah, really. You transition well.
Okay, so anyway, I think I'm going to go, and we're getting lots of guesses here. Thank you guys.
Hassa, Springfield, Missouri. That's a good guess.
Okay.
Linda is also going with Missouri.
Okay. I'm going to go more, let's see, so from Missouri, that would be south, would be Arkansas. And then to the, I'm going to go Oklahoma. It's a little more Oklahoma-ish to me than Missouri, because I feel like Missouri's more rolling hills.
I was going to guess that, but I'll go Kansas.
Oh, were you going to go Oklahoma? I stole your guess?
That's okay. I'll go the state above you.
Okay, fine.
Let's see.
All right. Is it Kansas? Is it Oklahoma? Or is Brandon, by the way, saying New Mexico?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Jim.
Yeah.
Jim in the chat with maybe the best tip of the day here. He says Sam's Club. We were just talking gas prices before the break.
Yes.
Tempe Marketplace, $3.74.
What?
Wow.
Really?
If that's the case.
Oh my gosh.
That might up the number of Sam's Club members.
Hey, you know what? We haven't had
what a difference.
We have not had a good old fashioned price war at the gas pump in forever.
I know. Maybe
let's get one going.
Yeah, let's get it going.
Good. We'll start at $3.74 in
That's a
Tempe.
good price. That's still a lot, but what are we talking about?
Okay,
Anyway.
Is it Oklahoma or is it Kansas
or is it
what?
neither? Is it Fort Smith, Arkansas?
Oh, for goodness sakes. Really? We were all around it there. One more
Wait,
look.
wasn't that your original guess? You were going to go Arkansas.
I said, okay, so Missouri, I'm going to go south to Arkansas.
And then you went over.
I should have stopped right there. Anyway,
we'll get them next.
Those guys are living the life. Look at those big backyards there.
Wow.
Right? Nice houses and everything.
Now, this is going to send us down a rabbit hole. Now we're going to start Googling home prices.
Hey, we are really excited to talk a little bit more about the T1D Walk, formerly known as the JDRF1 Walk. And this has been a big commitment of ours at Fox 10 for many, many years.
Yes, you've been doing it. You've been hosting the walk for how long?
I think it goes back to the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty
I mean,
amazing.
you go all the way back to 2001. I mean, it's funny how everything goes is it last century or this century kind of a thing, but it's found a perfect home at Sloan Park in Mesa. And we get a chance to talk to Stella Roemer today a little bit about it. Hi, Stella.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Just great. Okay, so how many years have you been going to the walk?
I have been going to walk for 2 years.
Okay.
Well, 3.
When were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed almost 3.5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think when you came out for your first walk? Were you blown away with how many people are devoted to this cause?
Yes, it's crazy. You have such a good sense of community, and you just feel so loved, even as a new member of type 1 diabetes.
Yes,
so, yeah.
Right. What about the MC? Did you see that guy up there on the stage?
Did. We love you so much.
Really good. Thank you. Now, here's the thing. This is early on because it doesn't always look like this where, there's not a huge crowd. Yeah. But, Des, you've been out a couple of times, and you and your kids, you guys love it, too.
Yeah, what are we doing? I think 2 years ago, right? I brought the kids out because the girls were still babies. They're 4 now. But, yeah, we had such a good time. It's a good little walk, too.
Yes, right.
It's, the perfect distance. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And supporting a good cause, too. So, Stella, can you walk us through a little bit of what was that diagnosis like for you? What were you kind of experiencing in your body that said, hey, something something might be a little off here, and then finding out you had T1D. What was that like?
Yeah, so I really didn't feel like myself. I was urinating all the time. I was hungry all the time, which is very unlike me. I was drinking so much water. I was tired all the time. I felt so sick. And my mom's actually a nurse, so she was able to kind of figure it out and say, we're taking you to the doctor. And she didn't tell me that. She thought I had type 1. So when I got there, it was kind of a surprise, like, oh, wow. And I was really shocked because I had friends who had it. So I kind of knew a little bit about type 1, but not enough to feel comfortable about it. And I had a bunch of questions. I was really scared. So yeah, I cried the whole ride to the hospital. And they at Phoenix Children's, they taught me how to manage it, what my new life would be like. So yeah.
It's a little scary going through it all and not having those answers. Yeah, that would be scary. But now you're doing well, right? So how are you living through it?
I'm doing pretty well. Obviously, we want a cure, but we have so much new technology and devices that help us live every day, and that I'm so grateful for. So
the technology, that's the thing. I'm type 2, and I wear a little, it's about the size of a nickel, but it's constantly reading my blood sugar. I'm sure you do the same, right? But are you on the pump? Does it, can it read it for you and then deliver the insulin that your body needs?
Yes, it can.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm on the Dexcom G7 and the Omnipod. So they talk to each other and they can help manage it for me, which is really nice.
Oh, wow. So they're little devices that you wear that can give you what level of insulin that you need. That's incredible.
And, you just think about all the research that's being done. This is a really good point, too, because it's called the JDRF, the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. And so we hope that this is Saturday out at Sloan Park in Mesa, which is Dobson Road and the 202. That's where where the Cubs play. It is going to be beautiful. But we would love it if people would just come out. You can register right on site. You can also, register early if you go to fox10phoenix.com. We've got a link there. But one of the things I love about the walk is, and we have a bunch of great ones here in the Valley, but it is super family oriented. You probably realized that the very first time you came out. Here you have somebody who's might be as young as 3 or 4, or 10 or 12 or whatever. And when that news comes in, the whole family, and I don't just mean mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, they'll fly in, and you have these big family and friends groups, sometimes of 15, 20, 25 people that are all walking for you.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah. So when folks see you this weekend, what's your role at the walk?
I'm going to be helping just get people connected and help. I'm going to be walking myself and just try to support other diabetics. And it's a great community for diabetics to see. You're really not alone, and we all are struggling. We're all pushing through, and yeah.
Well, we have tools now that we never had before. And still making progress. And
it's special to connect with people who are experiencing the same thing as you, right? You can, lend advice to the next person, or you can be that example of, hey, I'm living happy and healthy, and
for sure
I can do what anybody else can do.
Well, you can have a chance to come on out and meet Stella. That's for sure. I'll be out there too. Who knows? Some of our other people might be going as well.
Okay. Pull you on stage if you need a helping hand. She's ready to go.
Good.
I'm ready.
All right. So that's this Saturday, Sloan Park in Mesa. Well, we walk at 9, but does the registration open at 7:30? Okay. There you go.
Registration open at 7:30.
Thank you, Stella.
Of course. Thank you.
Hey, if you missed Des today at a phenomenal-looking restaurant, wait till you see this. That's okay. You know what? It's a streaming show. Here we go. This is Des at Maui Fish House.
Yes, check it out. This is awesome, you guys. We're still here with Shane, and we've got some of our board ready, you guys. But we're also in the back of the kitchen with Arturo. Give a wave, Arturo. He's cooking for us this morning, you guys. And it looks like our fish is ready. He's ready to pull this out. So just one of the amazing fish that will end up on our platter, Shane.
Yep, hand-breaded mahi-mahi, amongst about 100 other things that are going to be on this platter by the time we're done.
Shall we do the big reveal?
Let's do it.
This is what they're going viral for right now, you guys. This giant platter of amazing food from Maui Fish House. Wow, Shane.
Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. We call it the surfboard platter. We went viral on Instagram, 150,000 views. Not on the menu. It's a secret thing, so you got to ask specifically for it.
All right.
Probably going to feed 6 people or so.
So let's load this thing up. What do we put on here? What is
this? We already got the fries and the onion rings and some of our coleslaw and sauces going.
Okay.
This is the fish and chips, fried fish.
And they get all these pieces?
They get all those pieces.
How many pieces are going
10
on
pieces.
Here? Wow. Okay. That's pretty good platter.
You know how to.
I don't know.
You
is
know
this
how to get
the way
around
you guys
the kitchen.
lay it out, or
yeah,
this is the Desiree platter?
We just throw it on there, make it look pretty, and there you go.
Wow. And how many people have asked for this already?
We've sold probably 10 already. Just people just come in and go, I saw that thing on Instagram, and we go ahead and make it up for them.
Okay, and then what are you adding here?
So we have 2 kinds of fried shrimp. We have our coconut shrimp, what we kind of talked about earlier, very famous for, and we just have our regular breaded shrimp.
Oh, looks so good. Here, help me out.
Let's do it.
And then 1 ounce. So these are the coconut shrimp, and then what's
those
this?
are calamari.
Oh, so good.
So we're just gonna.
I can't imagine. Have you seen anyone actually finish a platter?
What's funny is we've taken photos of like before and after. They're about halfway done and already full. Like no one can get through this.
I would imagine they needed a to-go box.
We think it's going to probably feed 8 people. We're going to have to put 2 tables together on the dining room to get a big enough group.
Look at that. So is that
That's
done?
what it's going to look like. That's done. We got all the fish on here, the homemade tartar sauce, cocktail sauce for the shrimp, the chili sauce, a couple sides of coleslaw, plenty of lemons to squeeze. We'll give you some ketchup out there, and you just dig in.
Anyway, that was just so cool. Des, now tell everybody where it is.
So Maui Fish House, this one is on East Mayo Boulevard in Scottsdale. They have 2 Scottsdale locations. So just look them up on Google or Instagram, whatever. They have accounts on Insta. But this is the secret menu item. You just have to ask for the seafood platter. That's it.
Okay, it's a secret menu.
It's $125 for all of that food.
Okay, it's going to feed plenty of people in the family.
It's like 6 to 8 people, he said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you put the pressure on him to get one in like the Gilbert Chandler Mesa area?
He's working on a 3rd location. So, go follow them. I think he'll really soon where it'll be. But
we're both East Valley people, so there you go.